Sheriff Johan, you may begin.
The High Court of the Royal Foresters of Atlantia will now hear all matters that have come before it. Are all officers in attendance? Please affirm when I speak your name. High Warden Finbreath.
I am here.
Preceptor Elliot.
I'm here.
Chronicler Isabel.
I am here.
Steward Asta. Northern Warden Margot. Warden Finbreath, you may begin.
Okay, welcome to the Winter Solstice Moot, everybody. This is the last court of the year. Thank you all for attending, especially our visitor, Seamus, from the East Kingdom. Welcome.
Thank you.
So 2021 was a trying year for all of us, but it is ended better than it began, I would say, and our guild is stronger than ever. We have now done several things this year. We've done a cycle of beautiful newsletters under the auspices of our chronicler, Isabel, and we've been teaching more and more classes at university. A few weeks ago, we celebrated a return to in-person events. We had a day shade at Searbox Holiday Fair with a fire pit where folks could test their fire skills. And we had lots of people visiting us. That was a great day. This coming May, the 13th weekend, we will be collaborating on an event at Elkenberg Castle with the Medieval Agriculture and Animal Husbandry Guild. So that will be a lot of fun. I'm hoping that folks will be thinking about attending and maybe even teaching a class at that if it interests you. So we'll be talking more about that. So let me know if that interests you. Let's get started.
Are there any folk present who are ready to swear their oath to the Forestry Guild of Atlantia?
Wow, we have two folks. Awesome. All right, then.
Who wants to go first? Morian, welcome. What barony do you hail from?
I live in Highland 4.
Thank you. Warden, you may proceed.
All right, then, Morian, repeat after me. I,
Morian,
standing before my mentors and peers, commit myself to venerate the traditions, reputation, and integrity of the Kingdom of Atlantia Royal Forestry Guild. I thereby swear to respect the laws of the forest and regard the laws of Atlantia as long as they are just. I swear to respect the green space. To practice ethical camping. To take no more than what is needed from the forest or field. And to help my fellow foresters when I see them in need. I accept this forester's oath freely and upon my honor. Welcome to the Guild, Novice Morian. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We had one more. Who would like to swear the oath to the kingdom? Julius Frontius, what barony do you hail from? You're also on mute still.
The barony of Bright Hills.
Welcome.
I have the text of the oath from 2018. Has it changed?
No, it has not changed. Are you saying you would like to just say it without repeat?
Well, and you also skipped like a sentence or two. in there.
What's
The
that?
section, you skipped the section to support and teach others to do the same, to the best of my ability, hone my forester's craft and skills, and then help my fellow foresters when I see them in need. So I just wasn't sure if that was.
Oh,
And
no.
I totally promise to do that.
Okay.
Sounds like you've got a copy of the East Kingdom Forester's Oath.
No, that's in there. I
That's in
didn't
there?
think we
Okay.
skipped it, but we may have.
Yeah.
So if we did, my apologies.
No, I just wanted to make sure I had the right copy up.
No, you certainly do. That's the right copy.
Okay.
Are you saying you would like to say it without
Whatever
repeating?
the preference is.
Okay.
We can do it the reference.
Okay. Let's just do it then. All right. Go ahead and repeat after me then. I,
Julius Frontinus,
standing before my mentors and peers,
standing before my mentors and peers,
commit myself to venerate the traditions,
commit myself to venerate the traditions,
reputation, and integrity of the Kingdom of Atlantia Royal Foresters Guild.
reputation and integrity of the Kingdom of Atlantia Royal Foresters Guild.
I thereby swear
I thereby swear
to respect the laws of the forest
to respect the laws of the forest
and regard the laws of Atlantia
and regard the laws of Atlantia
as long as they are just.
as long as they are just.
I swear to protect the green space,
I swear to protect the green space,
to practice ethical camping,
to practice ethical camping,
and to take no more than what is needed from the forest or field,
to take no more than what is needed from the forest or field,
to support and teach others to do the same.
to support and teach others to do the same.
I will, to the best of my ability,
I will, to the best of my ability,
hone my forester crafts and skills,
hone my forester crafts and skills,
and help my fellow foresters when I see them in need.
and help my fellow foresters when I see them in need.
I accept this forester's oath freely and upon my honor.
I accept this forester's oath freely and upon my honor.
Welcome to the Guild, Novice Julius. Welcome, both of you. May you teach and learn well. Congratulations.
Our next order of business is promotion of rank. Are there any folk who have? Sorry. Our next order of business is promotion of rank. Are there any folk who have completed the requirement of under forester who wish to be recognized as such?
So, oh, it looks like Lorelei might be on. So Lorelei, you were at Holiday Fair and you completed everything you needed for under forester, but you had to run off and mind your book booth. And you couldn't be at court.
That's right.
So I wanted to recognize you as an under forester. You completed all your requirements, but we couldn't acknowledge your promotion. So I wanted to gift you with this, your
Oh, how
oak leaf.
lovely.
So I will be
beautiful.
sending that to you in the mail. You are a full voting member of the Guild and one of our kin. So welcome to the Under Foresters, Lorelei Greenleaf. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good. I didn't turn the camera on because I'm in Hawaii and I don't have any forester's garb with me.
That's awesome.
The beach is really nice.
I bet you're enjoying it. Well, that's dedication. Joining the
Thank
Moot
you
while
so
you're in
much.
Hawaii. So please join me in congratulating her on becoming an under forester.
Thank you. Thank you.
And now we have one person who's completed the requirements for forester. Eric Greylocker, are you here to be recognized?
I am.
Great. So hi, Eric. This has been a while in coming. After you oathed into the Guild last spring, you have been working hard on your skills, on your primitive fire. You've been working on your garb. And by October, you were ready to get it all wrapped up and become a forester. We were supposed to promote you at the event at Elkenberg Castle, but unfortunately life events got in the way, as you know. But you are here now, and thanks to video, you've been able to share your skills with us. And I'm happy to finally be able to promote you to Forester today. So what barony do you hail from?
Sacred Stone.
Sacred Stone. So Eric Greylock, is it Greylock?
Yeah, I go by that also. That or Growlocker.
Growlocker? Okay, Growlocker. Eric Growlocker of Sacred Stone. I am happy to give you this. I will be sending it to you and welcome you to the kinship of foresters. Please wear this horn with honor. Please welcome. Please join me in congratulating Eric to the kinship of foresters.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
And I know that you have been working hard to attain this rank because you knew that we had a hole in a position down there in the South, and you have been speaking to me about it. And is that something that you're still interested in?
Yes, I'd be interested in serving in that role if we still need somebody down here to help move things along on this end of the kingdom. I'd be happy to help.
So Eric is telling me that he is willing to fill the position of the Southern Warden, if that is something that the officers are, if that's something that the officers are willing to let him do. So I will confer with the rest of the officers and get back to you as soon as possible on that. I'm very appreciative and very glad that that's something that you're willing to do. That's a long vacant position, and we've really needed somebody down there to help in the South. So I'm very excited that you're happy that you're willing to do that. So we'll let you know as soon as we can.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Our
All right.
next order of business is officer reports. Chronicler Isabel will be announcing the results of the member polling. Officers, what do you have to report, and what events do you plan to be present at over the few months? Isabel, please proceed.
So I am currently traveling across the northern reaches of Glen Aubin, so I will do my best to stay connected. I did share a document with my fellow officers if they would like to share that image when the time comes. I have a bit of a long report today. The winter newsletter just went out last Thursday that completes our inaugural year. And I also recently published calling cards and brochures for the Guild. So we have a limited number of those available to those attending demos or events. If you would like to have some on hand, please contact me. For the quarantine challenge that I sponsored this year, I've decided to run it out a full year. So I announced it May 8th, 2020. So that will run with any activities eligible from January 2020 through the end of May 2022. All items need to be submitted to the Guild email by the end of June in order to earn your tokens. I'm happy to share that we've had some very enthusiastic activities by a few individuals. Preceptor Elias is our first completionist with 25 points in the challenge. Myself, Warden Finbreth, and Eric are all have all reached the challenger status with over 15 points in the challenge. Mistress Amy is not far behind. And we do have some other folks that need to submit evidence directly to the Guild email for things to be tallied. But I've been happy to see everybody sharing their work in the Facebook group. I believe the last order of business I have on my list are the results from our recent Guild vote. I compiled a email list of all of our voting members. So that is under Forester and Foresters. And sent a test email, several follow-up emails. We had over 2 weeks for the vote. It was performed on Google Forms. And in order according to our charter, for any votes to hold, we have to have a 51% quorum. And I'm happy to say that we had 2/3 of our voting members answer that poll. So we had 16 out of 24. Any votes that are put up then have to pass or fail with a 2/3 majority. Our first question was whether or not to accept the proposed known world constitution as put forward by the East Kingdom. We did not have a conclusive vote on that. So the plan is to have a discussion with the oath membership to discuss our next steps with that. The second question was whether or not to expand our options for under forester rank to allow those with disabilities or other challenges to have a way forward without being able to camp. We've had several interested novices that have disabilities of some sort or another that haven't been able to fully participate in the guild due to that hurdle. So that passed well over 80%. So we will be incorporating that into our options for under forester. So the new options will include some form of service to the guild. As I said, I'm traveling right now. So if Preceptor Elias or Warden Finbirth could help me out with continuing the conversation there, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chronicler Isabel. Appreciate that.
The next officer would be the Warden of the North, but I don't believe he's online right now. Is that correct?
That's correct.
How about I do one real quick since I'm a new position also. My name is Johan Olsen. I also go by Sean O'Fogarty. I've been in the SCA for 30-something years. I've been in multiple kingdoms from the Outlands to Anstiora, Callantir, the East, and now Atlantia. I've been in the Forestry Guild for what, 2 or 3 years, and I'm really looking forward to the future of the guild. I'm an old broken fighter, and I'm enjoying having something new, something different that doesn't involve breaking me even further, and that's a great challenge. I'm hoping to try to flesh out a little bit of the High Sheriff position and bring some interesting new things in to see what we can do with it. And I'm here to support anyone who asks for help or wants help, needs help. Just feel free to get a hold of me. And for the next up, Preceptor Elias.
Either is fine. So to touch on what Chronicler Isabel was mentioning before, appropriately needing to focus on what she's doing. Some of the options that could fulfill the new underforester requirement would be things, so it's phrased as service to the guild or to wild spaces. And so some of the things that could work, and this is not an exhaustive list by any stretch of the imagination, but some things that could be considered service to the guild or to the green spaces would be things like original research to be published in the newsletter. So I believe that requires 3 citations, teaching a class related to guild activities, organizing garb walks and things like that, organizing litter pickups in wild spaces, or participating in invasive species removal in parks or other green spaces like that. And again, that's not an exhaustive list. That's just to give folks some ideas. So by all means, chat with officers if you have an idea for something you want to do, and we will work with you to find something that both serves the guild or green spaces and fits with your personal interests and capabilities. So as for more, my report, we have submitted a forestry and agriculture track for the Winter University. Now the Winter University is going to be entirely online, planned to be online. That's going to be February 5th and 6th, so 2 days. And I know that Lorelei, myself, and Warden Finbrith have all submitted classes that will be part of that track. And so be on the lookout for that. We will be posting about that on the Facebook page, and hopefully now that we've started working on an email list, also be distributing that information there. I'm not sure if this is necessarily part of my report as preceptor, but since I'm talking, I'm going to keep talking. I have been meeting, or I have met and talked with Chronicler in the East recently, and we are working on getting a ranger trial together for Atlantia. Currently, we are hoping, COVID permitting, to have it in the fall of 2022. The application should be up shortly because you will need to apply before and notify us that you are interested in participating in the trial. In order to be eligible, you have to be ranked Forester or above. So if you have skills that you need to demo, things like that, make plans to get with folks and make sure that you are eligible. The date has not been decided yet because to a certain extent we need to see who's applying. The location has not been decided yet because that will also depend on who is interested. If it's folks all across the kingdom, I'm looking at central locations, maybe places in North Carolina. If it's folks just in the north, we'll do it somewhere more in the north. If it's people just in the south, we'll do it somewhere closer to the south. So that is intended to be flexible. For just a general overview of the intent, the idea is it will be 3 days and 2 nights with primitive kit. The ideal will be to cover about 20 miles on foot during that 3 days, 2 nights with what you can carry, primitive gear, preferably documentable to your persona, but that is something that conversations can be had about with, we can have some flexibility depending on the extant or art evidence available to different time periods, things like that. And so be on the lookout for an application for that soon. But I'm excited that we are working on moving forward on that. The hope is that Chronicler will be able to come south and participate in that. That is the current plan, but I'm in conversation with her about how that is typically done in the East, and we will be doing something similar but adapted to our personal terrain and the spaces we have available to us. And I believe that is my report, Warden.
Warden,
Excellent.
does not appear that Stuart asked us online either.
No, I don't think so.
So that brings us to your report.
All right. I would argue that that is part of the preceptor report, Elias, and that was good. And I'm glad that you were able to report on that because I'm excited about it getting going. So good. My report, to elaborate on Chronicler Isabel's report, as far as the known world constitution not having a conclusive vote, the plan is to take a look at the known world constitution and discuss it further amongst the officers and the members and give some suggestions on it and maybe take a vote again in the future, maybe in 6 months. That was something we needed to talk about and make sure everybody knew that. Because I think that we need to talk about it some more. Our guild has very different ways of doing things naturally than some of the other kingdoms. So that's not a done deal. To move on to my own report, the Forest of Steerbach continues to host the Steerbach Saunter hikes. We had one this morning at Lake Anna State Park, and that was a lot of fun. It hailed right up until we got there, and then it stopped hailing on us, so that was good. We are currently planning a medieval gear overnighter in spring as soon as the winter weather breaks, which at the rate it's going will be January or next week because we haven't even had any winter weather hardly yet. So we can do it any day now. We want to get some of our folks up to Forester and let them have a chance to cook and do all that stuff they need to do. So we're gonna get that done. Current projects I have for the guild are formalizing masterwork submissions. Look for our blog post soon on that. And writing more detailed job descriptions for all of the officers that match what they actually do, because our folks have been really expanding what they do for the guild. And I'd like to acknowledge what they do and leave a pattern for the people that come after us so that we can have a strong guild even after this set of people have moved on. I'm also working on my class for Winter University, Fun in the Woods with Friends. It's on how to get your own local group going. A kingdom guild is important, but actually getting into the woods with people near you is where it's at. And I really want to help all of you get more forests chartered in the next couple of years all across Atlantia. So that's what I'm currently working on. That's it for me. Thanks.
And we've heard from Chronicler Isabel. Does anyone else have any business that they would like to have addressed at this moot? It looks like no.
Anybody, any questions? All right.
If you concur, High Warden, then all business is concluded, and I hereby close the court of the Royal Foresters of the Kingdom of Atlantia.
All right with me.